Hey everyone, welcome back to another book review. Um, and so today's book I'm going to be reviewing is The School for Good and Evil by Soman. Chainani. I'm probably saying that wrong. But this book I really enjoyed. I finished it almost 2 weeks ago, and I was going to do my review right after I finished, but I was having issues with my iPad, so I couldn't film it. But I'm finally getting around to it now, and I really enjoyed this book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It's a middle grade fantasy fairy tale type of story. So, and I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna just read the inside, the synopsis on the inside this jacket. So I'm horrible at summarizing books. So it says, this year, best friends Sophie and Agatha will discover what it is to be a student at the fabled School for Good and Evil, where ordinary boys and girls are trained to be fairy tale heroes and villains. With their pink dresses, glass slippers, and devotion to good deeds, Sophie knows she'll earn top marks at the School for Good and graduate a storybook princess. Meanwhile, Agatha, with her shapeless black frocks, wicked pet cat, and dislike of nearly everyone, seems a natural fit for the School for Evil. But when the two girls are swept into the endless woods, they find their fortunes reversed. Sophie's dumped in the School for Evil to take uglification, death curses, and henchman training, while Agatha finds herself in the School for Good, among handsome princes and fair maidens, and princess etiquette and animal communication. But what if the mistake is actually the first clue to discovering who Sophie and Agatha really are? The School for Good and Evil is an epic journey into a dazzling new world where the only way out of a fairy tale is to live the real one. And so I read the synopsis when I was browsing Barnes & Noble. The cover really drew me in because I really like this cover. It's really pretty. And I read the synopsis and I was like, this sounds really good. So I picked it up and I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. This book drew me in right from the very first sentence. I read you the first sentence because it's kind of interesting and it just made me go, what? Okay. So, the first sentence says, Sophie had waited all her life to be kidnapped. And so when you read that, you're like, okay, what the heck is wrong with her? Who wants to be kidnapped? And so, it just really hooks you in right from the very beginning. There's some actually pretty cool illustrations in here as well. Can't find one now. Oh. But like they're at the beginning of each chapter. There's some cool illustrations. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. The characters were great. Sophie and Agatha. I really liked Sophie. She was very complex and interesting. And at times, she would be selfish and make these really stupid decisions, and I wanted to smack her. But she was such an interesting character to read about her development and how she goes from, trying to prove that she is good and she's in the wrong school to actually almost becoming a villain. It was interesting because the more and more people treated her like a villain and the more, things went wrong for her, the darker she sort of turned. And so it's interesting to see that transformation. Um, her Sophie's character, one thing I'll say is like she right from the beginning, when she's dumped into the school for evil, Agatha's in the school for good. Right from the beginning, you're kind of thinking like what the girls are thinking. Okay, this has to be a mistake, right? Because Sophie just doesn't seem like she would fit in the school for evil. Um, but the more and more you go through it, you're like, especially towards the end, when she starts changing, you're like, I can sort of see why they put you in the school for evil. She's got a knack for some pretty villainous traits. But like I said, I enjoyed it. Agatha, she was really funny and witty and smart, and I just loved their friendship. Like, Agatha would, do just about anything for Sophie. Sophie, she's pretty selfish. At times you can really see that. But they both grew a lot in this book, and I really can't wait to see what happens with them in the next book, especially with their friendship. I can't wait to see where that goes next. One of the downsides I'll say is I don't think the other characters, the side characters, I think could have been fleshed out a little bit more. I found myself not really caring about the side characters. So when one of them got hurt or something bad happened to one of them, I really didn't care. So I think they could have been like fleshed out a little bit more and had a little bit more depth to them. So that was kind of one of the downsides. Another thing, I think the ending was a little bit rushed. I felt like the ending could have been a little bit longer. I like that it wraps up nicely and there's no cliffhangers. Doesn't leave you hanging. I like that. But I feel like it could have been, drawn out a little bit more slowly, and because it felt a little bit rushed towards the last chapter. Like, I felt like there was a lot happening that we find out in the last chapter, and it could have been spread out a little bit more. There are some interesting twists and turns in this book. There's a mystery riddle. The schoolmaster himself is a mystery. And so there's a lot of interesting twists and turns that happen in this book. And I feel like they could have been, like I said, P.S., the ending was a little bit rushed. I felt like it could have been drawn out more and explained more. Because at times it was a little bit confusing. But I still really enjoyed it. And I definitely cannot wait to get to the second book, A World of Princes, and A World Without Princes, And I cannot wait to get to that one and see where the story takes off from there. Especially with the way this one ended. Like I said, it's not a cliffhanger ending or anything like that, but just the way that it ended, it could be a standalone. The way that it's written, it could have very well been a standalone. So I'm just interested to see where the story's gonna go from here and what's gonna happen next. Like I said, overall, I really enjoyed it. If you guys have read this book, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts were. Did you enjoy it? Did you not? What you think of Sophie's character, Agatha's character, or any of the other characters? Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts? And I will see you guys next time with another video. Bye.